All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Kansas Speedway. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series hits Kansas Speedway tonight for a 100-lap race, and it's race number 7 of the season. And this is a flat track, smooth track, and a classic mile and a half, man. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory here at Kansas? There's no place like home, baby. There's only one way to find out, and that's watching right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, it's Kansas Speedway tonight, a great mile and a half. Gonna expect some side-by-side racing tonight. Who's got what it takes, baby? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's get this party started. All right, thank you so much for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Wow, man, another race headed your way here on a Friday night. Thank you so much for coming in. I am Heath Johnson, broadcaster commentator here at TurnLeftTV. Thanks for joining me here on the YouTube channel. It's a 100-lap race. It's Kansas, and it's race number 7 of the season. Are we already in October? My heavens, man. Clock's a little bit off right now. We will be going to quals in just about 11 minutes. We got about 8 minutes difference there between the clock and the scheduled qual time. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you are interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That is EliteHostingUSA.com. How about hosting your website or your online store, some VPS hosting and shared web hosting, also available through EliteHostingUSA.com. And that's who provides our service here at HighOctaneRacing.net. Don't forget to join us over there. Get a quick link to our Discord server, where we do most of our business, and also updates of point standings, what series we happen to be running. We run all kinds of stuff, man. We had a great GT3 race last week on a Saturday afternoon, and a quick link to TurnLeftTV as well. Getting some chatters in here, man. I just see some royalty just walked in here. I just seen some royalty. Look at that. Cha-cha in here. Chatting it up with us already. Go, go, go. Good to see you, Cha-Cha. Hello, Cha-Chalowski. And, of course, Givaldo starting us off. Wishing us the best of luck tonight. He's out on the track, I believe. Or he will be. Whoa, I don't see the name there, man. Where's Givaldo at? Gonna be coming in later, surely. Wow. Maybe his wife told him he couldn't race tonight. She's the boss. He is the boss. Take a look at the schedule here in the Buschwackers series. Of course, we said this is race number 7. Look at what's coming up next week. Talladega Super Speedway. Wow, what a great race that's going to be, man. Holy smokes, Talladega. Going to bring a lot of guys out to compete in that one. A lot of guys can win that race. Charlotte coming up on October the 18th, and we're going to finish out the season October 25th, 2 days after my birthday at Texas Motor Speedway. I want to say thank you so much for coming in and joining me here on the YouTube channel, watching tonight's race, whether it be live or on replay. Hit that thumbs up button, man. Get that algorithm talking, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. All those new subscribers, welcome. Thanks to all those folks who have subscribed and stick around and put up with me for all this time, whether you're new or you've been here a while. And don't forget to smash the bell. You get updates when races are going live here at TurnLeftTV. We'll take a look at the track here at Kansas. I said it was flat, but it's got a little bit of banking there, but, you know, banking 17 to 20 degrees, I guess a fair amount of banking, but it seems like it's flat, man. You can race up on that high line, you can race in that mid line, you can race on the low line. I think the high line's going to be preferred tonight, but mile and a half located in Kansas City, Kansas. Front stretch banking 9 to 11 degrees progressive, and that back stretch at 5 degrees. It is a tri-oval, and you got to race above the line in the tri-oval. And I think it really feels like it gets pretty tight going through that tri-oval area, especially exiting the tri-oval and you're trying to get into turn one. You're already rolling up there on that outside, close to the wall. So you got to take care of your tires tonight, and we'll talk about the keys to the race here in just a moment. Well, we have some more racing headed your way this weekend, and what a big one we have coming up tomorrow night in the Saturday Night Thunder Cup Series, and that's Talladega Super Speedway. Man, the Cup cars are a heck of a lot of fun in this 70-lap race coming up tomorrow. It's race number 8 in that Cup Series season. And I get out of the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat. This might be a race I might be able to win. So season 4, race 8 coming up tomorrow in the Saturday Night Thunder. These guys will be headed over to the qualification session here shortly. Checking our side-by-side view here tonight, making sure that's working. Looks like it is. We just got to toggle on a few things, so it looks like I'm getting some feed from that camera. Coming up on Tuesday, the High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks will be at its first road course of the season, Watkins Glen, a 35-lap race. It's race number 4 of the season. And that's coming up this Tuesday. It's not October the 1st, I promise you that. Fire the graphics guy, whoever that guy is. Fire that dude. It's going to be October the 8th, of course. Fire the graphics guy. But that's Watkins Glen coming up this Tuesday in the Tough Truck Series. Man, what an amateur. What an amateur. All those in favor of firing Heath Johnson from the broadcast, go ahead and post in the stream chat. Well, I said we'd take a look at the keys to the race, and surely I got this right tonight, huh? Tire management here at Kansas. It really, I mean, it's a smooth track, but what happens is that guys really drive it pretty aggressively through the corners, and it really does eat up the tires, man. Manage the throttle, too. You're going to have to massage that throttle off of the corners, or through the corners and off of the corners. Corner exit is key here to get a good run down the straights. Limit that aggressive driving. Again, this is a fairly easy track. It's not bumpy. It's not super technical. And what that does is I think that increases the aggression for these drivers, man. Make sure your pit stops are on point as well. Pitting could be important here with some long green flag runs, and it's important no matter what, really, even under caution, try to get some track position. So track position is going to be really, really important here tonight. So those are my keys to the race here at Kansas. Bardelli Jr. joining us in the chat. He is leading in points as we come in to tonight's race. P2 would be Arthur Vieta. Sean Jacobs sits third in points. Gordon Carter fourth, and Franco Alvarez fifth in points coming into tonight's race. And we'll take a look at the official point standings. As of last week's race, take a look at the standings there. Bardelli Jr. has a 15-point lead over Arthur Vieta. Sean Jacobs sits in that third position. Gordon Carter just behind in fourth. Franco Alvarez in fifth. You see Dennis Schuderton sixth. Todd Robillard, wishing him speedy recovery there. He's not doing super hot today. Not feeling super hot, so he said he's going to hang. He sets 17 points. Givaldo Spindola sits in the 8th position. Craig Marizon 9th, and Tony Furtado sits 10th in points. P11, Julio Caligari, Jesus Iglesias is 12th, Preston Hassel 13th, Stanislav Pavlov 14th, Ed Palumbo sits 15th in points. You see Ben Silva, Steve Pierce, Dana Grover, Raphael Sullivan, John Stanley rounding out the top 20. And then third page there, 21st through 26th. Should be going to quals here really, really soon. Don't forget to help me out by clicking on the Sim Lab web link in the description of the race. And I'm an affiliate through them. I have a Sim Lab race rig, GT1 Evo race rig, and decided, man, I love this stuff. Decided to apply to be an affiliate through them, and was accepted. So if you're interested in purchasing something through the Sim Lab, please use my link, and it's in the description of the race. Don't forget to check out the special event we had last week in the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospitals charity event that we did at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park in the GT3 cars. And what a fantastic race that was, man. Wow. And that stream is up for you guys to see. And if it's not too late to make a donation as well, we raised $700, over $700 for the Extra Life charity last week, last Saturday, racing at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. And, of course, I broadcast that race live, and it was epic. Take a look at that, and I think we'll have some more GT3 stuff here soon. I'm itching to do some more GT3 broadcasts. We had a good turnout, 20 drivers. I personally donated $5 for each driver that participated, and we had some guys match that donation as well. So what a successful night or day there in the GT3 cars for us. All right, we're headed over to the qualification session. So these guys headed to quals as qualification position could be big here tonight. It is a little tough to pass since everybody's sort of in the hunt with it, not being a super technical track. It looks like Raphael Sullivan might be the first car out to get his qual in. So in the 4X, Raphael, one of our newer drivers here, racing in the 4X Ford. See that high line, mid to high line is really kind of the place to be as you're going through these corners. This is why I'm not very good at this track. I don't really like racing that close to the wall. And guys that can do it really do have an advantage at tracks like this. 33.016, but Alvarez ends up knocking him off there with a 30.902. Franco Alvarez, what in the world? It's next level right now. That is next level. How about Archer Vieira? His second lap. Let's see where the 4 car lands. And 31.315 for Archer Vieira. He is currently 7th. Dennis Yurichin, he got the bunny out, the rabbit tonight. He might be the rabbit tonight too. He might be pretty fast. Let's see. Right now, P11 in this Toyota. Let's see where he lands for lap number 2. And Jesus Iglesias to the top of the grid. Yurichin up to P6 in the Toyota. Top Toyota so far is Dennis Yurichin. And Archer Vieira says, I don't think so, Jesus. And Archer Vieira going to the top with a 30.763. Got Gilmar Peixoto into 71. Good to see Gilmar out tonight. ICO sponsor machine. Right now, P9 with a 31.016 for Gilmar. Gordon Carter in P3 so far. We got a couple more drivers there to finish up quals. Bardelli Jr., he kind of waiting a little bit before he goes out. JJ out on the track as well. So Gilmar Peixoto, let's see where lap number 2 is. A little bit off the pace here in lap 2, I think. And still P9 there for him. How about Bardelli Jr.? 31. Up 31.318 for him. .763 is the time to beat, and Bardelli Jr. looking fast here in the blue. Sector 2 was a little bit behind, but 37.56! Whoa! Bardelli Jr. in the Ford. Crushing Archer Vieira's night there for quals for the pole position. Stanislav Pavlov into 62. His outlap. So 31.241 for Stanislav Pavlov, P13. Let's see where lap number 2 in this Ghostbuster sponsor machine. So Bardelli Jr. the top time, 30.756. .833, fourth on the grid for Stanislav. How about that? Lap number 2 was lightning fast for Stanislav. So Stanislav with that first lap. Let's see, has he got another lap here? I think he might have one. Oh, looks like he's done. Holy smokes, Stanislav. So we will get you the official results here in just a few minutes as these guys are going through the drivers' meeting. And again, thanks for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. It's race number 7 of the season, and we are at Kansas. So again, thanks for coming in here and joining me, and always appreciate people coming out, watching the races, whether it be live or on replay. And let's get this party started. All right, welcome back. Got about a little under a minute left before quals are officially over. And again, I want to say thank you so much for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate everybody being here tonight, whether it be tonight or whether you're watching it on replay. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so. And thumbs up, man. Love to see those thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so. You get updates when races are going live by smashing the bell. And thanks to all those new subscribers. Thanks to all those folks who've been with me for quite a long time from the beginning. Some of you have been here for years, man. I've been doing this now for about 4 years, 5 years-ish. I think maybe 6, it might be 6 years. I think 2018, maybe 2017 might have been my first broadcast. So, wow, a lot of races, man. Look at that. I have 522 videos up now. So, love doing this stuff. Had a lot of fun. Yeah, appreciate the support. You guys are almost finished with quals here officially. They're unofficially finished right now. We'll get you the official results as soon as we kick it over. And again, I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster here at TurnLeftTV and owner of High Octane Racing League. And it looks like we have quals that have finished. So good to see that's done, and we'll get you the results. Session results for qualification. Let's take a look. Claudio Bardelli Jr. stealing it, 6/1000ths of a second ahead of Vieira. Those guys have been neck and neck all season long too, so it's not going to be too surprising to see those guys racing each other and also competing for that pole position. Archie Vitta second, of course. Jesus Iglesias qualifies third. Stanislav Pavlov fourth. Look at all those Chevys, man. Gordon Carter starts fifth tonight. JJ, the Toyota, top Toyota, is sixth. Sean Jacobs qualifies in the seventh position. Preston Hassel qualifies in P8. Franco Alvarez is ninth. Dennis Uderchin qualifies in P10. Qualifying in the 11th position is Giulio Caligari. Gilmar Peixoto qualifies 12th, Tony Furtado 13th. Raphael Sullivan qualifies in the 14th position, and John Stanley qualifies, will start in P15. I think he decided to start in the back here tonight. So these guys are now in the warm-up session. We'll take a look at the schedule. Next week we'll be at Talladega for race number 8 of the season, and Charlotte coming up after that, and then Texas. So a couple mile and a halves to finish out the season there on the 18th and the 25th, respectively. Again, appreciate everybody coming in and watching the race, whether it be live or on replay. And if you're in here, man, chat it up with us. Like to see the chat rocking here tonight. So Gilmar coming in here and wishing us a good evening, and best of luck to Gilmar tonight. Hitting could be a premium here tonight, too, as you see Stanislav Pavlov coming off pit lane to get some laps in. Could be a premium here, especially under green flag. Can be a little challenging with all the speed you're carrying to get off the track to go down pit lane, to enter pit lane. Pit road speed is 50 miles per hour tonight. See Stanislav practicing his pit stops. You see that a lot in the practice session or in the warm-up session. Guys will practice their pit stops and try to make sure they can really get that dialed in. Could be the difference, of a couple positions, of course. Well, Jesus Iglesias also joining us in here. Buenas noches. And thanks Jesus for all his help also, and getting some. Benner Silva had won a hat, and Jesus is sending that off, and we're going to get another hat to him and paying the postage as well. I really appreciate that, Jesus. He was such a good friend of HORL, very valid or valuable asset to us here at this in this race league, man. And I was just talking about Jesus today. I've got one of my colleagues that I teach with is doing a 3-year stint here, and she is from Spain, up in the northern part of Spain. And so I was talking about Jesus. I know somebody from Spain. He said that where Jesus is from in Spain is like paradise. Beautiful country, and maybe one day I'll be able to afford going there to visit. Bologna, yeah. I'll have to remember where she's from, and I'll let you know. I can't remember what she said. Bayona, not Bologna. Bayona. Bologna is lunch meat here. Bayona. So about a little over 3 minutes left to go in the session. You're in warm-up. Yeah, I think she lives up in the northern part of Spain. I'd have to. Seems like it started with a G, like Galicia or something like that. I'll have to ask her on Monday when we get back to work. Well, get your picks in now. My pick to win this race. Boy. Some say they're probably all watching the broadcast saying, please don't pick me. It's bad luck. Don't pick me. It's bad luck. I tell you what, man. I got to go with... I'm going to go... He's going to help me out here. All right, I got it. My pick, Arthur Vieta. That's my pick to win this race. You see Tony Furtado coming down pit lane. What a great-looking paint scheme that is, that Valvoline scheme. What an awesome car. I'd say that because I painted the car for him. Franco Alvarez, speaking of painting, man, I have not seen an artist, painting cars here. I have not seen somebody that has the talent that Franco Alvarez has, man. He is just fantastic. And he's painted a lot of cars here, and I got a lot of cars to add to the car set. Maybe a little bit of work to do this weekend, and some new paint schemes. Some new front ends for the Fords, of course. Improved front end for the Ford. Well, Alvarez could be one of those guys in the conversation here to win this race, as we got about 50 seconds left to go here in the warm-up. $37 views already, man. That's awesome. Thank you so much for coming out and viewing the race, man. Getting me some views in. JJ wishing us luck as well. Here we go, man. I think we're ready to rock. I think we are ready to rock. Franco doing his drifting practice there. Ready to rock here tonight, man. All right. You guys ready? I'm ready. Been waiting on this all week long, man. Been waiting on this all week long. All right, here we go.
All right, all right, all right. Gentlemen, start your engine!
All righty. So let's do the starting order here tonight. Starting in P1 is Claudio Bardelli Jr. Archiveta starts in the second position. Jesus Iglesias in the 22 will start third. Stanislav Pavlov starts in the fourth position. Row number 3 will be Gordon Carter and Jair Oliveira. Sean Jacobs and Preston Hassel make up row number 4. Row number 5 is Franco Alvarez and Dennis Unichin. Row 6 will be Julio Caligari and Gilmar Peixoto. Row number 6, Tony Furtado and Raphael Sullivan, and John Stanley starts in the 15th position in row number 8. My keys to the race here tonight, man, manage those tires, massage that throttle, baby. Got to get a good corner exit, limit the aggression, and make sure your pit stops are on point here at Kansas. So you got your picks in now. And that high line is going to be in play here tonight. Preston Hassel and JJ both wishing good luck tonight. Good luck to those guys. All right, the pace car's off. Here we go at Kansas.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Bardelli Jr. on the inside, just behind him. Iglesias pushing him a little bit on the inside. Archiveta working the outside line with Stanislav Pavlov just behind, and Bardelli Jr. like a rocket. Through turn 1 and off turn 2. Side by side there for P2. Jesus Iglesias and Archiveta. Vieta now starting to get the things rolling on the outside line in that 4 car. Now rolling up behind the 19. Be careful here. Jesus looking a little frisky right now. Jesus might have led that lap. Jesus Iglesias in the Camaro, the number 22 Shell sponsor machine, battling the 19. And Iglesias tuck it in up to the high side. As Bardelli Jr. has to settle for P2 right now. And Gordon Carter looking on the inside. You see Archiveta, Gordon Carter, Sean Jacobs all in a mix. Jair Oliveira also up front here. And Archiveta now in P3. See if we look out of the back of his car. We got Gordon Carter, Stanislav Pavlov. I think Sean Jacobs in this in P6 back there as well. And these guys starting to get settled down. Single file. Take a look at Sean Jacobs on the inside line as Gordon Carter running on the outside line. Jacobs on that Vulcan sponsor machine. Right now running in the 7th position as the high line is starting to prove that is the best place to be. Raphael Sullivan and Dennis Udichin side by side. The 4X on the inside. Dennis Udichin, that 47 car up on the outside line. And Sullivan trying to squeeze that car. Oh, the 6 car gets into Sullivan. 6 car, Julio Caligari squeezed through and got into Sullivan. Sullivan in the outside wall. Sullivan got into the wall there, and there was contact. Wow. Caligari muscling his way through. Let's take a look here. Right there, man. Caligari sliding through. He doesn't think he expected it to be 3 wide. Let's take a look here again. Caligari right there. And 4X had to get out of the throttle because the 27 was there. And there's contact here. Whoa. And Tony Furtado had a ringside seat as well. Holy smokes. Preston Hassel continuing to make some moves. On the outside, Preston Hassel battling Gilmar Peixoto in the 9X just ahead, and that is Jair Oliveira. Preston Hassel working that outside, and they are in a mess right now. Gilmar Peixoto also there. Holy Toledo. Take a look back up front. Jesus Iglesias, the leader. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in second. Archie Vieta third. Stanislav Pavlov in the fourth position. And Franco Alvarez in P5. And they still a little racy there behind as they see Sean Jacobs in the 24. Just behind him is JJ in the 9X. Gilmar Peixoto and Preston Hassel having a little bit of a battle here. Hassel inching ahead on the outside. I really think that outside line is the place to be. And the 71 is going to have to find that out the hard way. He's going to lose some positions there. Dennis Udichin up in the outside wall. Dennis Udichin scraping that outside wall. They look like three wide. As Tony Furtado tucks back in behind Udichin. And that still leaves Peixoto on the inside. Take a look here as 24 and the 9X battling it out. The 9X, JJ on that outside line trying to get something moving here. Sean Jacobs using the inside line. He wants to find a place to squeeze in on the outside line, and he's not able to do it. As JJ holding on to that spot. Now JJ dropping back by as Sean making the inside work. He's down beside Gordon Carter side by side. Now he gets by, and we got a yellow flag. A yellow flag here on lap 10. I wondered how long it was going to be before these guys started to get a little frisky. It looked like maybe Tony Furtado might be around. Tony Furtado in the 9 has come around. Let's take a look at what happened there. Let's take a look here. Oh, there was contact between he and Peixoto, it looked like. And down to the inside. I don't know if he hit anything, but other than Peixoto, but he's up in the outside wall right there. Peixoto on the inside. Tony is in that outside wall, and there's a little contact right there between the two of those guys. And Tony gets up into the outside as Caligari, I think, squeezes through. Take a look out of the front of Caligari's machine. Looked like Tony had gotten into the outside wall, and a little bit of this, a little bit of that. The 71 moves up a little bit, but Tony spinning across the grass. So it definitely looked like it. Maybe Tony had gotten into the outside wall right here. Then got away from it a little bit, and then you can see he's kind of squirrely, comes down, gets into the 71. and then contact there with the outside wall. Then he finally ends up coming around and through the grass. As we go back to live here, as Jesus Iglesias leading. So our first caution flag. So these guys coming down pit lane. You see the 22 coming down pit lane. It looked like that maybe Franco Alvarez might have, I don't know if he lost connection or came back, or I'm not exactly sure what they're looking. Doesn't look like he's too affected by that, but maybe that was an old message there. But so we got guys on pit lane here taking some service. Could be this is where you put a camera angle right here. This is where you put the camera for a battle off pit lane for that reason right there. For that reason right there, a little contact between Vieira and Jesus. And look at that battle there. Yudichin, Hassel, and Alvarez. Wow, did you see that? Little contact. Little chippy on pit lane. Little chippy there. And that was a battle off pit lane. Let's take a look at this again. And look at this. Oh, man, little contact right there. And, you got to give it to Vieira. I mean, he was going to end up hitting Bardelli Jr. and just got into Iglesias. Just a little kiss. That's pit lane for you, man. That's why we have the camera right there to film pit exit. Some of the tracks don't, like Talladega. Horrible camera angles at that track. Love the track, but next week's race at Dega is going to be a little strange for camera angles. Of course, the finish line is pretty far out of the tri-oval, the exit of the tri-oval, but nonetheless, the cameras are just need to be overhauled at that track. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. Jesus Iglesias is in P1, Archie Vieira in second, and Vieira might have some right side damage. I don't know how significant that contact was, but he might have some damage. See Stanislav Pavlov in third, Preston Hassel fourth, Dennis Yudichin is in fifth. It'd be interesting to see if Vieira comes back down pit lane. He had a little bump there, and Iglesias might have. I think Iglesias might have a little bit of contact as well. There, a little bit of left side damage. So we'll see how that affects those guys. And thanks for coming in and watching the stream, and whether it be live or on replay. I appreciate you being here. Does look like Iglesias takes the inside. Vieira's on the outside, Pablo third. I personally would have taken the outside. I'm thinking Iglesias is sort of banking on a really, really good restart so he can jump ahead of the 4. Remember, the 4 is going to have some right side damage, right front damage on that car. Stanislav Pavlov will start in third. Preston Hassel up to the 4th position. Dennis Uderchin rounding out the top 5. Alvarez will start in the 6th position. As the pace car, I believe, will come off the track this time by. Get us going for lap number 16. And this is a little bit of a danger zone, in my opinion. I mean, full disclosure, cautions breed cautions, right? So the pace car's off. Here we go. Back to green. These guys are all bunched back up again.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Had a chance to feel that car out in traffic, and now they might be feeling a little frisky here. Bardelli Jr. jumping up into the high line. Just in front of Gordon Carter. You see Gordon Carter in the 56 car. Oh,
Yellow,
there we go.
Yellow.
There we go. Gordon Carter involved. The 19 involved. The big one. So looked like maybe Preston Hassel might have come around. Preston Hassel in the 27, and that took a lot of cars, I think. A lot of cars on that one. Let's take a look here at what happened. Maybe Hassel looks like he got into the outside wall. Uderchin came across the front. Doesn't seem like there was any contact there, but Hassel got into the wall again. The outside got down into the 83. The 19 gets caught up in that. Man, it's got some key players. The 56 down to the inside, he gets caught up. The 9X gets caught in the back. And things got wild right there, didn't they? Things got wild here. We'll go on board. You see Hassel into the outside wall, and Bardelli Jr. can't get through. He makes contact and comes across the track. He and Gordon Carter make contact. How about 12, the Tim Horton sponsor machine there. John Stanley getting through. I don't know if he obtained any damage in that or not, but on board here with John Stanley. It's going to kick off in front. See right here, John Stanley out of the throttle, just made a great move. Oh, Raphael gets. John Stanley was able to get through that. Wow. Again, we'll take a look. Another camera angle here as contact there with the outside, more contact with that outside, and he comes across the track, gets into the 83. And then the 19 had nowhere to go. And you see that 19 and the 56 making contact, the 27 back into traffic, the 9X gets into him. And Alvarez got caught up in that as well. Big time contact for Franco Alvarez on board here with him. He ends up getting spun, I believe. Right there, he gets clipped and hard into the wall. So cautions breed cautions. I told you, man. Cautions breed cautions. And the 22 of Jesus Iglesias is the leader. Some of those guys may come down pit lane here. We'll see. See the 4 coming down pit lane. Jesus Iglesias in the 22 of the race leader, and that took out quite a few cars there. Now Alvarez, one of our points contenders, he's on pit lane taking a lot of service, man. He took a lot of contact on that caution flag. So Furtado on pit lane, taking some service. A lot of damage there for him. Just a victim of circumstance there. Let's take a look at him and finishing up his pit stop. Now coming back out on track. So Furtado in the 9 car, getting his damage repaired. Pavlov running in the 2nd position. Good to see Stanislav out tonight. And if Stanislav wins the race, free vodka for everyone. And by the time you finish the bottle, you will be seeing ghosts. That's what he said. So free vodka for everyone if he wins the race. And you got to finish the bottle. You invert the label. Jesus Iglesias, the leader, and I think he'll probably take that inside line again. Now, some of those guys came down pit lane. You know, you don't really have two laps under green or a lap under green on these tires, so probably not going to be too hurt by staying out. We do see some guys coming down pit lane, so not out of the realm of possibilities to get some late pit stops here. So you see Furtado on pit lane, Alvarez on pit lane, Bardelli Jr., Oliveira, Preston Hassel all on pit lane. Figured they might as well start in the back. Hassel has the longest line penalty. All right, so it looks like Stanislav going to start on the outside as Jesus chose the inside, and that puts the 47 and the 71 side by side there in row number 2. Sean Jacobs and Julio Caligari, row number 3. As we're going to go green this time by. I know the lights are still on in the pace car, but that's this game, man. Can't count on that. So we're going to go green this time by. Probably going to see a pretty good race here between Pavlov and Jesus. Pavlov likes the lead. Udichin in the 2nd position alongside the 71. We got some different players up front here tonight. And here we go. Pace car is off.
Green flag, go, go, go.
And Pavlov got a good start there on the outside line. Does he have any help? He's going to need some. As Unichin all over the back of the 22. Pavlov out of the throttle there, giving him some rope. Sean Jacobs to the inside, running in the 4th position. Trying to make that inside work. He's got some help for Artur Vieira. Starting to make some moves. There's that 24 car. Vieira drifting up just a little bit. And good side-by-side as Sean Jacobs is now starting to make some moves on the inside.
Yellow.
Another yellow flag. My heavens, man. As Jesus is going to lead a lot of laps under yellow. And it looks like Alvarez and Oliveira might be involved in the crash. Take a look and see what happened here as Oliveira, man, he comes across the track there a little bit, just behind Gordon Carter. And it looked like, there was contact there between he and John Stanley. Looked like Oliveira might have come up the track a little bit, and Stanley hard into the outside wall. So John Stanley took the brunt of that. Let's take a look here. John Stanley in the Tim Hortons number 12 car. And it looked like Oliveira came up the track following Gordon Carter. And John Stanley was there. And then Stanley has nowhere to go. Oh, and then a hard lick into the outside wall. So it looked like Oliveira just trying to follow Gordon Carter through on this pass. See Gordon Carter clearing John Stanley here. And he's going to drift up to the high side. He's going to try to take this spot right there. But Oliveira following him and gets in to the 12 car. And then Stanley hard into that outside wall. And it looked like Peixoto might have gotten caught in there as well. All right, so these guys are under another caution flag. 3 cautions now. Hopefully they'll get that worked out. We're going to go single file now. Try to reduce the side-by-side, at least on the starts, and these guys can figure it out during the run. Don't forget the High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder will be back in action tomorrow night at 9 p.m. and they'll be at, Talladega. Should be a great one. So a 70-lap race. I get out of the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat, and Talladega, man, I got a good shot at winning that race. I like that track. And the Saturday Night Thunder Cup Series is a lot of fun, man. The cars handle really, really well. We share setups openly with each other. It is an open setup, but we share those setups, and makes racing a lot more fun. It really does. We have a good crew that races with us on Saturday nights. All right, Jesus has, of course, they're going to start single file this time by, or this green flag run. Stanislav Pavlov is in second, Peixoto third, Carter fourth, Sullivan is fifth. All right, now Pavlov starts in the second, Peixoto third, Carter is fourth, Sullivan starts in the fifth position. Take a look at the Raphael Sullivan in the 4X. These guys are going to go single file now. So maybe a little behave on the track. Here we go.
Green flag, go, go, go.
See Gary Levada catching up to the back of the field. And back to green. '62 in second position. The 71 is third. How about that look up front, man? Iglesias, Pavlov, and Peixoto. Gilmar Peixoto been solid here tonight in that 71. You're starting to see it get a little racy now. On board here with Gilmar Peixoto as Pavlov pull it off the pass. And And now they are side by side. And Iglesias, I don't think he wanted to give up that position. He now goes back down to the inside. Peixoto trying to follow him through. Got to be really careful on these cold tires. Careful on these cold tires here as Bardelli Jr. trying to make a pass here on Raphael Sullivan. The 19 of Claudio Bardelli Jr. Now, Raphael Sullivan and Claudio Bardelli Jr. both had some damage there from that last incident, and Bardelli Jr. going to pick up a spot. Dennis Yunichin in the 47 car. Closing in on the 56. So Dennis Yunichin picking up a spot now up to P4. Peixoto and Pavlov battling it out. Gilmar Peixoto on the outside. Stanislav Pavlov on the inside right. This is the battle for the second position as Jesus is our leader. He wants to see these guys fight each other. Pavlov unable to pull off that pass as the 71 holding on to that position. Oh, boy! Wow, that got close there. The 9X drifted up the track a little bit. The 6, Giulio Caligari, had to make some moves. And Caligari got a run on the outside as the 9X still trying to get by. That's JJ in the Toyota. And Caligari in the Camaro. Hoping to use that draft to hold on to that position. Franco Alvarez back there as well. Holy Toledo. Franco Alvarez. Now you see the 9X making some inroads, but he's going to need some help there on the inside. Franco Alvarez in a mobile run sponsor machine. Running in the 12th position. Jesus Iglesias in control as we're starting to see a battle here between Dennis Yunichin and Stanislav Pavlov. Pavlov in the Camaro. Yunichin in the Toyota. Oh, contact right there. Pavlov in the outside wall. There might have been a little love tap right there for Dennis Yunichin. And Pavlov in the outside. And Pavlov holding on to that thing, but that was hard into the outside wall for Stanislav Pavlov. And he's gonna have some damage here. Let's take a look at this on the replay. And Yunichin climbing up the track and getting into Pavlov. And putting him in the wall. So Gordon Carter had a ringside seat for that. Take a look here as looks like Pavlov might have come off the wall there a little bit too. Take a look here as Pavlov coming down, Yunichin coming up, and a little contact. Well, Yunichin might not have been at fault with that one. Pavlov looked like he came down off the wall a little bit. Look at this, Archer Vieta and Gilmar Peixoto. Archer Vieta getting by Yunichin and now trying to take control here of the 71 car. Archer Vieta like a rocket ship. Holy Toledo. And Archer Vieta trying to make some room. That NASCAR BR machine. Oh, Peixoto on the outside wall. Peixoto on the outside wall. Oh, a hard lick for Peixoto. More contact for Peixoto. And guys are going to get around. Peixoto hanging on to that thing. Holy smokes. That got chippy there. Peixoto was trying to hang on for dear life as Vieta muscled his way through. And they're side by side now. Hassel and Peixoto. Holy smokes, man. Some racing going on here. Dario Oliveira and Raphael Sullivan. Sullivan to the inside, Oliveira to the inside. Sullivan on the outside line following Caligari. Caligari now. See JJ following Caligari. I take that back as JJ starting to peek around on the inside as Caligari drifting up, and he's going to be 3 wide here if he's not careful. It looked like he's sandwiched in between, but JJ lets off the gas. Let those guys fight it out. And Pavlov having some trouble, man. He has got some right side damage to that machine. Oh, no! Caligari to the inside. Is he straight? Oh, man, he's inside in the grass. Caligari And it stays green, I believe. I don't see a yellow flag coming up. There was contact there, and Caligari came off the track. Let's take a look here, and it looked like Peixoto came down the track, got into Caligari right there. Caligari hanging on for dear life. Whoa, into the wall. Caligari skated across the grass, keeps it straight, but a lot of left side damage, and that was some contact between he and Peixoto. Look at that. Peixoto coming down the track right there, getting into Caligari. And Caligari hard into the wall. Holy smokes. Stanislav Pavlov and Denis Yudichin battling. Pavlov to the inside and gets that position. Pavlov in 7th, Yudichin in the 8th position. Now Raphael Sullivan looking like he wants to get through as well. Sullivan in the 4X, battling Yudichin. Sullivan going to pull off that pass. Raphael Sullivan. What some great racing right there. And we got a battle here for the race lead, it looks like. Sean Jacobs to the inside of Jesus Iglesias. Sean Jacobs in the 24. Whoa! He might have made contact with Iglesias. Iglesias into the outside wall. Sean Jacobs tried to squeeze into that spot and got into Iglesias, I believe. And Iglesias says, enough is enough. Look at that Shell sponsor number 22 back up front. Iglesias and Jacobs drag race down the front stretch. Iglesias leads that lap. Wow, man, that was some racing there. Let's take a look here in this replay. Sean Jacobs pulling off this pass, but he might have gotten up into Iglesias coming off the turn. Look at this, drifting up the track and might have made contact. I don't know. Can't see from that angle. And Iglesias did drift up the track there and get into the wall. Oh, boy. Look at this, the 83 and the 9X. The 83 of Franco Alvarez. He's had a tough night here, making a pass, and he's now up to the 10th position. Franco Alvarez in that Mobile One sponsor machine. Now in P10. Look at this. Archer Vieta, they're scraping the wall just behind Sean Jacobs. Vieta, oh man, side by side there with the 24. The NASCAR BR sponsor machine now picking up P2. Sean Jacobs now trying to hold on as he had some contact earlier. And now it looks like Bardelli Jr. trying to follow his teammate through. On board here with Bardelli Jr. running behind Archer Vieta, trying to pick up the 3rd position. Whoa! Bardelli Jr. going to leave that door open. Holy Toledo. Jesus Iglesias, looked like maybe Iglesias has come down pit lane. Iglesias on pit lane. He's giving up the race lead. Oh, man. So we're getting some pit stops underway. As Sean Jacobs, the leader. So pit stops underway. And Jesus Iglesias leading the charge to come down pit lane. Jesus Iglesias in the 22. Finishing up his pit stop. Sean Jacobs, the leader. Claudio Bardelli Jr. and Archer Vieta running in P2, P3. So Sean Jacobs, the leader. Archer Vieta is in 2nd. Bardelli Jr. 3rd. Alvarez up to the 4th position. Sullivan and Pavlov on pit lane. Raphael Sullivan on pit lane with Stanislav Pavlov. As Jacobs continuing to lead. Archer Vieta is in 2nd. Bardelli Jr. and Franco Alvarez starting to have a little battle here for the 3rd position. Bardelli Jr. has it. See Raphael Sullivan finishing up his pit stop in the 4X car. And Sean Jacobs has worked his way through traffic and got that 24 car out front here at Kansas as we approach halfway. I think single file might have been the ticket here for clean starts, and these guys starting to get after it here as the Sean Jacobs now in the 83 of Franco Alvarez inching ahead. He's battling for the race lead. Franco Alvarez wants a piece of that race lead. That Mobile One sponsor number 83 inches ahead of the 24. Bardelli Jr. now getting around the 24. So the 83 now starting to extend that lead, 0.8 of a second. Sean Jacobs indicating he wants to come down pit lane, I believe. So Sean Jacobs on pit lane in the 24. So interesting to hear the pit strategies. Jacobs and Oliveira both on pit lane. Franco Alvarez, the leader. Sean Jacobs on pit lane. He led a few laps, worked his way up front, and now on pit lane. This thing can be tough on tires, man. It's easy to push this car and burn up those tires. You see Franco Alvarez leading. Sean Jacobs finishing up his pit stop. So Franco Alvarez now coming down pit lane. Giving up the race lead. So Bardelli Jr., Vieira, Hassel, all on pit lane. Stanley also on pit lane. Take a look at John Stanley as he's finishing up his pit stop in that Tim Horton sponsor machine. He had an eventful early part of the race. Got into a huge accident, and I don't know if that Ford is back up to full song there, but he is back out on the track in the 11th position. One of our great Canadian drivers. Tim Horton sponsored number 12, John Stanley. Jesus Iglesias is our leader. These guys have settled down, making a little bit more of a careful, calculated race out of it. Alvarez second, Sullivan third. Alvarez is about 0.6 back in the second position. He looks like he is a little faster than Iglesias. Now Iglesias, I believe, came down pit lane a few laps before him. Actual Raphael Sullivan shown in the second position. I take that back, 5.6 second gap there. Not sure what I was looking at, but so 5.6 seconds as Sullivan running in the second position. Jesus has been fast all night long. And I want to say thanks again to Jesus, man. He's been so helpful in getting some of the hat that I sent Ben Silva, or that Ben Silva won, and Jesus has offered to send that to him and pay the postage. And I want to say thank you so much to Jesus. And definitely miss Ben out here racing with us as well. How about this, man? This battle here, Raphael Sullivan and Franco Alvarez, two great South American drivers. Man, I'll tell you what, these South American drivers are just absolutely crazy about racing. They love racing. I mean, you know, some of these guys like Archer Vieira, Bardelli Jr., those guys can get in any car, and they love racing anything. I mean, GT3, Indy cars. I've seen some of these guys out in the BTCC stuff, the prototype stuff. Of course, stock cars, and they can just make it, competitive. And here we are seeing Raphael Sullivan and Franco Alvarez make a race of it. But look at this. Stanislav Pavlov, Claudio Bardelli Jr., and Gordon Carter. We haven't talked too much about Gordon Carter here tonight. He's running in the 6th position. And that high-place moving sponsor machine, he and Pavlov starting to have a fist fight. Pavlov at the outside wall. Pavlov gets into the outside wall as Gordon Carter picks up that spot. Gordon Carter now in P5 as Pavlov falls back to the 6th position. And we'll take a look at that pass there as Gordon Carter goes to the inside, and Pavlov might have had a little bit of contact with the outside wall right there. And Gordon Carter maintains his cool and gets by Pavlov. Stanislav Pavlov now falls back to the 6th position. Preston Hassel starting to work on him. Take a look at Preston Hassel. Preston Hassel had an early, we find him here in a second. Preston Hassel had an early incident. And he's trying to find his feet now as Pavlov trying to fight back on the outside line. Preston Hassel, that AMD Ryzen sponsor machine. He's got a little bit of help with Arch Vieta behind him. Arch Vieta in that Camaro is not going to last back there too long. He's going to try to move that car back to the front. But Jesus Iglesias is in control in the 22. 4.2 seconds, and he has been fast hit tonight. That Shell sponsor machine. 60 laps in. Since we've gone single file restarts, it has been a pretty clean race. Raphael Sullivan and Franco Alvarez here. Good race on the track for P2. Bardelli Jr. in 3rd. Gordon Carter rounding out the top 5. You see Preston Hassel, Archer Vieta, Stanislav Pavlov, Sean Jacobs, and Jair Oliveira rounding out the top 10. We'll take a look at Jair Oliveira and Sean Jacobs. JJ running in the 10th position in that 9X car. So those guys kind of out there by themselves right now. Take a look at this. Dennis Judicin and John Stanley battling it out. Giulio Caligari as well. Now Giulio is 2 laps down in the 14th position. And Judicin starting to peek around there on Caligari. And John Stanley side by side with Dennis Judicin. Oh, contact there. Whoa, there's contact. Contact as those guys try to get around the lap car of Caligari. John Stanley way up the track. And there, now he goes down. And man, there was some contact. A little bit of contact between Judicin and Stanley. And we'll take a look at the replay. Take a look here as John Stanley on the high side. And I think there might have been some contact with the outside wall. A little bit of contact right there. Coming down. A little bit of a kiss to the 47 car. Take some Tim Hortons, baby. And Judicin pulls off that pass. Take a look at a battle here as Stanislav Pavlov and Jair Oliveira. Jair Oliveira getting around Pavlov. Now Pavlov, I think, might have some older tires and maybe a little bit of damage in that 62 car. But Jesus Iglesias, that lead has diminished. We're now down to about 3.8 to 3.5-ish second gap between he and Raphael Sullivan. Franco Alvarez is in 3rd. Gordon Carter 4th. Bardelli 4th. Gordon Carter is in 5th. Good parity up front. Chevy, Ford, Chevy, Ford, Chevy, Ford, and Chevy, the top 7. How about that? Got to get a couple of those Toyotas up there. The top Toyota in 9th, and that is Jair Oliveira. Great racing here. Emerson Surkowski in here in the chat session. Good to see Emerson out. Also, Will D in here. Bardelli Jr. and Franco Alvarez. Whoa! You saw that 4X. Raphael Sullivan made some contact with the outside wall. Wow. Sullivan made contact with the outside wall. Let's take a look here as Sullivan is rolling down on the inside. This is a little bit early, but Sullivan made contact with the outside. As you see Alvarez and Bardelli Jr. rolling up behind him. And he made contact with that outside wall. And that 4X, we're taking a look at the replay here. It might have been a little bit too early here. Let's take a look as right there, the 4X to the end of the outside. And Alvarez had to take some evasive moves, and that gives that spot to Bardelli Jr. Bardelli Jr. and Raphael Sullivan. We'll go back to live here as these guys are battling it out, punching each other in the mouth right now. Couple Fords mixing it up, followed by the Chevy, the 83. As long as those guys stay side by side, that's going to help Jesus out. But they are closing in. They are actually Jesus on pit lane now, I believe. So Jesus has come down pit lane. The race leader giving up the race lead to be on pit lane. So Jesus Iglesias giving up the race lead to Claudio Bardelli Jr. As we take a look at the battle there for the race lead. So Jesus Iglesias has been lightning fast tonight in that 22 Shell-sponsored Camaro. 70 laps in, making a pit stop. Now coming back out, shown in P12. And that hints to me that these guys are going to have to make pit stops here fairly soon, I believe. So it's a two-horse race right now with Claudio Bardelli Jr. and Franco Alvarez. How many times have we seen this? Gordon Carter running in the third position. Good to see him up front here in that high place moving. He's number 56 car. Raphael Sullivan rejoins after making pit stop, I believe, and at 4X. He's right now running in the 12th position. He's come out a fairly new racer here for us, or it's been a while since he's raced with us, but he started racing here in the Buschwacker series again, and he's been competitive right out of the gate. We've had a couple of challenging races the last couple of weeks, but this one going pretty well here for us so far. Keep your fingers crossed. And he is just on the tail end of that lead lap. Take a look at this. Archer Vieta and Jairo Oliveira battling it out. Oliveira in the 9X getting around Archer Vieta. So the 9X climbing up to P5. Jomar Peixoto in this mix. Now Peixoto is 2 laps down in the 71 at Ico Sponsor Machine. And he's been fast. He just got caught up in an incident earlier in the race and put him behind the 8 ball a little bit. Take a look at that. Archer Vieta and Sean Jacobs battling. And Archer Vieta on the outside. Sean Jacobs in the 24 on the inside line. And the 24 indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. And Claudio Bardelli Jr. right now the leader. He and Alvarez kind of run away a little bit from the field, about a 6-second lead. Gordon Carter appears to be on pit lane as well. Carter making his pit stop here on lap 76. Finishing up his pit stop. Like he's going to come out, I think, in the 10th position. Dennis Yuderchin indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this time by. Take a look at Dennis Yuderchin. Down the backstretch. Yuderchin in the 47, running in the 6th position. Is going to be making a pit stop this time by. On board here with him into Toyota. Coming down pit lane. This can be a little bit of a dicey entry to pit lane sometimes. Looks like he does that flawlessly. So Yuderchin on pit lane. Franco Alvarez now the race leader. He's gotten around Bardelli. Bardelli coming down pit lane. And Alvarez indicating he is going to be pitting. Bardelli Jr. finishing up, tucking into his pit stall. I should say finishing up. He's the pole winner here today. You see Yuderchin coming back out on track. Archiviera on pit lane. Alvarez on pit lane. All the big players, a little bit different pit strategy out of the 19 and the 83, as you see the 83 tucking into his pit stall. And Alvarez, the leader. Jesus Iglesias, I think, will end up picking up the race lead. For Alvarez can finish it up his pit stop. We'll see. Alvarez does finish up. And it's going to be close. It is going to be close. I think Alvarez probably needs a little bit of help here as you see him on the apron as Iglesias goes by. So Jesus Iglesias, the leader. Back to the race lead. Franco Alvarez in second, Claudio Bardelli Jr. third, Gordon Carter fourth, Stanislav Pavlov is in fifth. Take a look at Gordon Carter running in P4 in the Chevy. Got 7 seconds down to the race leader. Take a look at this battle here. Sean Jacobs and Stanislav Pavlov. Also Artur Vieira. That's 5th, 6th, and 7th. And a good battle there. Sean Jacobs on the inside of the 62.
Yellow.
Oh, we got a yellow flag. We've got a yellow flag. Well, we had a long green flag run, and we got a yellow now. And take a look at Jesus Iglesias, the leader. We got a yellow here on lap 81. Right after pit stops. Uh-oh. Right after pit stops here. Let's see what happened. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 19. Oh, hard into the outside wall. I think he followed Alvarez, but the car just drifted up the track, got into the outside wall, and he slides through the grass. And, wow, single car incident there. Man, it just like Alvarez had gotten up into the wall, too, it looked like, or it was really close. Coming off the turn, Alvarez, I don't know. But Bardelli Jr. followed him straight into the wall. And he's hanging on for dear life. Wow. So that was a hard contact there and spun, but it doesn't get into anybody. Right there, just misjudged that outside. And a caution flag. Looks like Caligari got the lucky dog, so good news for Giulio Caligari. Lucky dog for him. Lucky dog for Julio. Back on the lead lap. Good news for him. We get that lucky dog logo off there. So I'm an amateur. So now we're winding down the laps here with 83 laps in. Caution flag getting dialed back in. Now, it looked like Franco Alvarez stayed out. Did you see that move? So Franco Alvarez, wow. What in the world there? Franco Alvarez changed his mind. Not coming down pit lane, I guess. Alvarez ducked back out. Take a look at Alvarez here. Let's see what he has in store up his sleeve here. This is a little bit... Yeah, Alvarez had tucked back out off of pit lane like he was faking like he was coming down pit lane and came back out. Tricky. You see Alvarez there coming back out onto the track. Faking like he was coming down, but he decided maybe just decided at the last minute, perfectly honest mistake. Well, Vieira is in second, Udich in third, Carter fourth, Jacobs is in fifth. Good long green flag run here at Kansas. Forget the High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks will be in action on Tuesday. It's actually going to be the 8th of October, but the amateur graphics guy put 1st of October. It's Watkins Glen, man, the first road course of the season, 35-lap race coming up on Tuesday. Race number 4 of the season in the High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks. Artvia starts second. Udich starts in the third position. Gordon Carter fourth. Sean Jacobs will start in P5. Oliveda, Iglesias, Stanley, Pavlov, and Sullivan rounding out the top 10 here with, we're going to be, it looks like maybe 15 to go when we go back green, assuming we're going green this time by. Might get one more lap under yellow. We'll see. Does look like one more lap, so I think we'll have 14 to go when we go back green. Don't forget the High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder will be in action tomorrow night for race number 8 of the season, and we are at Talladega for a 70-lap race. I get out of the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat, and mix it up with the boys, baby. Saturday Night Thunder at Talladega in the Cup cars. The Saturday Night Thunder has been going on for 23 years. And these guys get a beat up on me for all the bad things I say about them on the broadcast. They take it out on me on a Saturday night. And this week is going to be at Dega. All right, the pace car looks like it's coming down pit lane this time by, and that will leave the 83, the 4, the 47, the 56, and the 24, the top 5. Now fight it out. Don't count Bardelli Jr. out as well. He's got not the greatest starting position on this restart, but we'll see how it goes for him. Got a longest line penalty.
Go.
And here we go, back to green. Lap 87. Alvarez has been really, really solid in the latter half of this race. Nose to tail there. P1, P2. Look at that, Dennis Udichin looking a little racy. Udichin looking like he wants to get around, and that Toyota battling Artavieta side by side. Dennis Udichin picking up P2. Can he hold on to that spot? Can he climb up onto the back of the 83 car? A big win this would be for him, and it looks like Gordon Carter trying to muscle his way through. Track position, everything now. Oh, they are tight for P2. Archer Vieta running in the outside line. Tight there for the second. Oh, Vieta might have made a little contact with the outside wall. The 47 trying to squeeze through, but he has been challenged by the 4.
Yellow.
And we got a yellow flag. Yellow flag, and it looked like maybe John Stanley might be off pace. Take it back. Sean Jacobs off pace, it looks like. Jacobs in the 24. Slow on the inside. You can feel the intensity creeping up, huh? Let's take a look here with Sean Jacobs on the outside. Glacius to the inside, and they are 3 wide. 3 wide right here. And Jacobs squeeze it up to the high side. Ooh, man. And the 9X had a whole lot of that 24 car in front of him. And that was Rafael Sullivan, Jair Oliveira. Here's Rafael. Take a look out of his machine and see what he saw. Oh, man. Just 3 wide right there. Guys trying to get in the same spot at the same time. On board here with Jair Oliveira, and he's got a run here on the outside. Run on the outside through the tri-oval area. Oh, and he just gets squeezed there by that 24. And that is a hard place to make a pass, so you're 3 wide. See them coming off the turn through the tri-oval area. And they're not, I guess they're 3 wide if you want to include John Stanley, but right there it does look like maybe that 24 drifted up into the 24, into the 9X machine. And that was hard contact into the outside wall. Things getting squeezed right there. And into the wall is the 24. We're going back to live. So the 83, the leader. Uterton in second. All right, Franco Alvarez, Dennis Judic, Artur Vieta, Gordon Carter, Jesus Iglesias, the top five. A lot of Chevys up front, and we got that Toyota we were hoping for up front as well. He's in the second position. That's Dennis Judic. And he and Alvarez might be trying to fight it out. So these guys are going to go back to double file restart. Take a look at the schedule. Next week, where are we going to be? Dega. That's right. Talladega coming up next Friday. 70 laps from that great track. That'll be race number 8 of the season. Wow. Man, Dega's going to be a fun one. Don't forget to check out the live stream that I did last week to benefit the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network hospitals. We here at High Octane Racing League, and led by Will Dunbar, and had a great race, a 1-hour race at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park in the GT3 to support that charity. Raised around $700, I think over $700 for the charity. So awesome. And that live stream, that recording of the live stream is on the channel. Past live streams there if you have that up in your feed. And there's a link in the description of the race where you can make a donation to the Extra Life charity there. So we would appreciate that. That'd be awesome. Check out the live stream. Somewhere around 880 or so people check it out. Franco Alvarez has elected to take the inside line. That puts Dennis Judic up on the outside line. Artur Vieta, Gordon Carter will start in row number 2. Jesus Iglesias, John Stanley, row 3. Row 4, JJ, Jair Oliveira, and Raphael Sullivan. So Yudichin and Alvarez side by side, and they've been getting chippy with each other here under yellow flag. So I think Yudichin was crowding him down a little bit, just trying to get in his head. This is going to get wild. I am throwing my money on a yellow. Want to get a good start. You want to get away from the crowd. Alvarez definitely has that in mind. I think Alvarez is going to immediately go down by that white line on the restart. Yudichin wants to get a good jump. Cross the line. We'll start lap 95. So here we go.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Whoa, Alvarez got a heck of a jump there, followed by Archer Vieira, and Yudichin did not get a great start, and he's back to the 4th position. Archer Vieira in 2nd. Jesus Iglesias, he's back up front. Yudichin tucks in the 4th position. Franco Alvarez, the leader. Down the backstretch. These guys hopefully can hold these positions here. Stay out of each other, stay out of the wall, and Archer Vieira down to the inside. Jesus Iglesias giving Archer Vieira a little bit of a shove. Arrow push. And Vieira to the outside, or to the lead. Alvarez back to the 3rd position. JJ Archer Vieira. JJ Oliveira. I have no idea who I'm broadcasting right now. Battling Alvarez. Yudichin trying to get by. Couple Toyotas there. Archer Vieira. They're 3 wide. Fanning out behind. Vieira. Iglesias. Oliveira. Alvarez. Yudichin. Oh! Alvarez to the outside wall. Alvarez made contact. We might have some guys off the track. Pavlov in the grass. Yudichin in the grass. No caution flag. It's still not over.
Yellow,
These guys are trying to break out the yellow flag, and there they go. And we're going to have a green-white checker. I knew that was coming. So let's take a look at the earlier incident, and that was Pavlov and Yudichin right there. So Pavlov running side by side with the 56. They're 3-4 wide. They're trying to avoid Alvarez. Pavlov goes to the inside. Right here, he's on the inside line. And then Yudichin comes across, gets into, I don't know, that it looked like Pavlov might have come up a little bit too. No caution flag there. That didn't bring out a caution flag. And it looked like Raphael Sullivan might have been involved in this incident. Oh, Sullivan and take a look here as John Stanley, Raphael Sullivan, Gordon Carter trying to squeeze in, and in front of Bardelli up there as well. And take a look here as I don't know if Stanley took a shot or not, but that's what brings out the caution flag. And then Jomar getting through. Jomar Peixoto had a rig side seat for that on board there for him. Take a look. I don't know if Jacobs made any contact with John Stanley, but Stanley drifts up the track, gets into Sullivan. Take a look there, and I don't know if he took a shot. I don't think he did. I think he just drifted up the track and got into Raphael Sullivan there. So with two separate incidents, one brought out the caution flag, the first one didn't. So a green-white checker here at Kansas. Had a feeling once we went back to double file that we were going to have this. This guy's, I don't know what the deal is with the drivers here that think that, hey, I'm going to dump my car into this spot, in the next lane. We've seen a lot of that under that two wide conditions, and it's really, we saw that with Yudichin and Pavlov there just a few moments ago. And the majority of the cautions have been related to that. But we have a green-white checker here tonight. And Archer Vieira, Jesus Iglesias, Jair Oliveira, Gordon Carter, the top four. Now, remember, my pick to win this race is Archer Vieira. He's leading the field right now. Now, Jesus Iglesias, man, he was dominant early on in the race. Really had a pretty sizable lead. And in the second half of this race, has really had to work pretty hard to get that car back up front. Got some cars on pit lane. Sullivan, Yudichin, and Stanley all on pit lane. Yudichin in that 47 car. There was some contact. Earlier, I think, with Pavlov. Take a look at that battle there between Yudichin and Stanley. Now Stanley's going to start in the back. So Archer Vieira in the 4, our leader. And I think we're going to go green this time by. Again, we got a green-white checker. And one of these days, when Archer Vieira wins the race, he's actually going to come up to the broadcast booth and do an interview with us. He likes to bail. I think he's a grandfather, if I'm not mistaken. He can correct me if I'm wrong when he watches the broadcast, but I think he might be a grandpa. Grandpa Archer. That is Vovo. Let's see what it says.
Vovo.
Vovo. That might be his new nickname. We might have a new nickname for Archer. We'll have to find out. I'll have to message him. He's a quiet guy. Man of few words. All business. And he's got Jesus Iglesias, and that guy just chats your ear off. The Spaniard. From Bayona, Spain. Jair Oliveira, another one of great Brazilian drivers. And then we got Gordon Carter, a Canadian. That'd be a big win for him if he gets the win. Looks like we got one more lap in us. This looks like one more lap, and Archer Vieira says, I want the inside line, boys. So Volvo to the inside line. Yeah, I'm going to get some hate mail now. I thought I remember, a few years ago he became a grandpa, so I might be wrong. It seems like a number of years ago, maybe about 3, 4, 5 years ago, he became a grandfather. Bardelli Jr. starts in 5th position. Franco Alvarez starts in 6th. You see Jacobs and Peixoto. Peixoto's had a pretty good race here tonight. He's shown in the 8th position. He was fast early on. Got himself a little bit of trouble about a quarter of the way through the race. But he has been solid here tonight, man. All right, Iglesias, what's he going to do? Is he going to try to beat the 4-car to the punch? 4-car's really good on restarts. Now, we may see with these pit stops, guys on these cold tires, some guys stayed out. We might see some spinning tires action here. So keep your eyes out for a mass pile up here on green, white checker. All right, here we go. Archie Vieta going to lead the field to take the green flag.
Green flag, go, go, go.
All right, to green. 9X got a good jump. 22 holds his own. The 4-car inches ahead on the outside or the inside line. Jair Oliveira drifting up, getting into the 22. 83 got a good jump. They're 3 wide. This is not going to work. Oh, look, the 19 might have warped backwards. 3 wide. That's what Archivieta wants to see. 3 wide behind. Oh, Alvarez inches ahead. 1 more lap. Can Archivieta hold off? Oh, there's contact there. Can Archivieta hold on? Franco Alvarez pushing Vieta. Franco Alvarez to the inside. Oh, Vieta throwing the block. Archie Vieta inching him down. Oh, there's contact. Alvarez. Oh, boy. Vieta got sideways. Alvarez. Oh, they're still bouncing off each other. And Alvarez to the inside, to the outside. And Bardelli Jr. trying to get around. And Alvarez muscles his way through. Whoa. Holy Toledo. Oh, boy, there might be some conversations after the race. Franco Alvarez, the Argentinian, muscling his way through and getting the win. My heavens, man. How did that happen? How did that happen? My heavens, man. I cannot believe that that transpired. I can't believe that happened there. That was a crazy, crazy sequence there. Let's take a look. I don't know if I get the replay or not, but so Franco Alvarez with the win and the 83. Holy Toledo. That was absolutely crazy. So congratulations to Franco Alvarez on getting the win. And another win for him in the books. Let's take a look at the final results. Interesting event there, the finish to this race. Franco Alvarez gets the win. Claudio Bardelli Jr. finishes in the 2nd position. Finishing in 3rd is Sean Jacobs. Man, what a little lucky deal there for him. Archivieta finishes in 4th. JJ finished in the 5th position. Julio Caligari 6th. Jesus Iglesias 7th. Stanislav Pavlov finishes in the 8th position. Gilmar Peixoto 9th. And John Stanley finishes in the 10th position. Finishing in P11 is Raphael Sullivan. Dennis Schuchen finishes 12th. Gordon Carter 13th. Preston Hassel finishes 14th. And Tony Furtado finishes in the 15th position. Man, that was an action-packed finish to that race. My heavens. And it was a green-white checker here tonight as well. And hopefully we'll be able to get Franco Alvarez in the booth with us here as we get things set up for an interview. Wow. Wish we could have gotten the replay on that, but holy Toledo. So Franco Alvarez gets the win here at Kansas. Gets the ruby slippers. And hopefully we'll be able to get him in the booth here in a moment. So we'll see if we can't get him up in the booth here.
A lot of soul.
All right, Franco Alvarez joined us up in the booth, and it seemed to me that caution flag, that last caution flag, you got behind the 8 ball a little bit, started a little bit back in the pack, but man, on that green-white checker, you had something up your sleeve there for Arthur. Talk about that battle.
Man, if that's not insanity, I don't know what it is. Like, what an intense race, man. We had a very, very poor start for the 83 Mobile 1 Chevrolet today. Just involving a lot of accidents, a lot of crashes. I felt like I was taken out of the race while racing for 83rd, I felt. So, yeah, pretty bad start. So, after the couple of incidents that put us behind the ball, we just saved tires, saved fuel, we just stayed in the game mentally and the strategy, and it paid off. Because of the strategy and saving tires and fuel, we went from 15 or 16 all the way to P1, and then we kept saving, just playing for the strategy, fighting for the fuel, and when we had the win it back, basically the caution came out and the chaos began. So yeah. Crazy end, by the way.
Yet it seemed like, the double file restarts, for some reason, these guys just could not handle them very well in this series so far this season. And it seemed like a lot of the incidents were caused by guys maybe just misjudging where that car was on, say, the outside line or the inside line, and they were just trying to duck into a spot, and then it was closed by the time they got there.
I mean, that's just driver mistakes. Like, you have the spotter, you have the mirrors, you have your eyes, and you can use a radar to see where you are. So I don't see an excuse for those type of incidents. Many times I was 3 wide today and I didn't close the door on anybody because I knew we were 3 wide. So you just have to pay attention, And as you said, the end of the race on the gringo checker, I had to restart 6th because I had a very, very bad restart the caution prior to that. I didn't know how the car handled new tires because I always was saving or at the back of the field. So that caught me off guard, and yeah, I made a move on Claudio on the restart to be on the inside lane. That was the best one on the restart. And then Arthur made a great move to defend on the inside. That was the preferred line on the last lap. And I threw the car. I think, in my opinion, it was a clean pass. He was aggressive. I was aggressive. There was contact. But I think the move was illegal. So I am happy about it.
Yeah, that's an interesting pass there, interesting finish to that race, and I think it probably could have gone either way on that. But I think the one thing I know about Arthur is next week all forgotten. When he comes out and races, he doesn't really get too fired up about stuff like that. But what a great finish, and you got the 83 in victory lane again, and hopefully moving up the point standings and challenging for another championship. Well, we got a big race headed up next week. We got Talladega. That's a crapshoot. How do you feel about that track?
Man, that's a place that I love and I hate. Like, I barely have very good results. I think I have one win and one top 5, and then I have finishes of 16, 20th, 21st. Like, I don't have any luck on super speedways, I feel. So I am not really looking forward to that. But hey, we have to play, we have to race. If we want to go for a championship, we need to keep winning. We can't just sit in 15 waiting. We have to go. Yeah, just play strategy, play the draft, or whatever the best line is. Yeah, just be patient.
Well, hey, congratulations. Better luck to you next week, or best of luck to you next week, I should say. Not much better luck you can get than what you had tonight, but best of luck to you next week, and hopefully we'll see that car back in victory lane.
I mean, if we had the opposite luck of today next week, I will be extremely happy. So yeah, I am really happy to put this small one Chevrolet on victory lane, and I hope I see you guys next week with new cars, by the way. There are a lot of new cars waiting in the room.
I know, I got a lot of work to do.
I really hope you guys like these ones, because they are looking really good.
All right, well, thank you so much, man. Hopefully we'll appreciate all you do, but hopefully we'll get those in the set this weekend.
I hope so. Thank you, guys.
That's Franco Alvarez joining us up here in the booth, and another win for Franco. Almost had my pick in victory lane, but man, there was some contact at the end. And what an interesting finish to that race, that's for sure. And too wide, man. I don't know. Tonight it seemed like it had been a little bit of bad news, but we had to do it with under 10 to go. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you are interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That is EliteHostingUSA.com. Don't forget to join us over at HighOctaneRacing.net. I got a quick link to our Discord server. That's where we do most of our business. Join us over there if you'd like to get some crazy, insane racing. As Jomar put it in the stream chat. So come on out and join us. Thanks so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. I really appreciate you being here tonight. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Smash the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and smash the bell. You'll get updates when races are going live. Congratulations to Franco Alvarez on getting the win. That's going to do it for me tonight here at TurnLeftTV. Thank you so much for being here. I am out of here.